Wendy here with Jazzydoodledesigns, and today we're going to go through what I bought in January. And while I don't have a lot of things, I think I made up for it in quality. So let's start with the Castle Arts pencils that I bought. So I bought both Castle Art Gold and Castle Art Soft Touch. And I'm very happy with this purchase. Castle Art on their website was having a 70% off sale, so I was able to get both sets for less than the cost of one, and they already came in a nice case. There's a full review of this where I compare the two sets. I show all the swatches from each set. I talk about the pros and cons of each set, what comes in each set, and all the information. I even show some pictures that I colored with them. So I am happy to have these in my arsenal. Next up is my Color Soft pencils. Quite honestly, I might have bought these in December. So if I'm repeating myself, please forgive me. It's been a wild month. But I did do a review on the channel this month of these pencils, and I really enjoy working with these pencils. I would say they're not for everybody. Well, I'll just say they're not for everybody, and I go into that in the review. So if you're interested in that, I'll put a link in the description box. Next up, I was excited. These have been on my list. They've been in my Amazon cart for a long time, and I saw a video, Shell's coloring journey. Have you guys checked her out? She has a fabulous channel, but I saw where she was using these pens, but she was actually coloring with these pens, so I'm going to be playing with that. But that being said, they had been on my list anyway, just because sometimes you want to highlight something and you don't necessarily want to highlight it with white Posca pen. So I got these pens. Now, if you are unfamiliar, they come like this. They have a number on them. They do not have a name here. On the back of the box, they have the name, but not on the pen itself. But I do like that they show the ink here, how much ink you have. I also like that you can get a good idea of if it's mixed well. Like I can say that this one is not mixed well. So I think it's interesting that they put the number on the end when they ask you to store them horizontally. So I'm like, okay, that's kind of weird. But anyway, the other thing is with their numbering system, I can't put these all on one swatch chart. These are sold in sets, like a red set, green set, pastel set. I'm sure there's other sets, but once I collect all the ones I'm going to buy, because I think there's another set that I want, then I may make one big swatch chart. Right now I have them on two separate swatch charts because, you know, I swatch everything. And I encourage you to do that because they don't always dry the same color as they go on wet. So anyway, the one thing of note is that these are labeled 1 through 36. These are labeled 1 through 24. So you can't just go and combine them. You would have to create your own numbering system. But I have kind of tooled around with them. Okay, I'm feeling a little sassy. But I did play with them a little bit, and I've enjoyed working with them. And so far, I haven't had any problems with clogging. I do wipe them. I know Shelly says that she rinses all of hers. Okay, guys, I am way too lazy to go and rinse them all off. I don't have a bathroom. I mean, it's not far, but it's not, you know, I don't have a sink in this room or anything. So So we'll see how it goes with just wiping them off. But anyway, I bought those. I bought this. It's called Ducato Airtight Paint Storage Box. So what this is, I want to play around with gouache this year. So this pops out and becomes a water dish. And then you can lay your brushes here. There's a little thing on the side where you can stand them up. Can you see that? And then this part is where you put the paint. So it opens up. It's got this little silicone seal. You put your gouache in there. And then you put your little silicone mat in there. And then this seals up airtight so that your gouache does not dry out. And then it goes right back into your water cup and collapses and locks down here. So I was pretty happy with this. I just got this off of Amazon. So look for, I'm hoping to get to experimenting with the gouache this month. Next I have 2 books that I bought this month. This one, The Millie Muratas, I found at Michael's and, you know, couldn't resist. This is a compilation from her Seas, Forest, and Islands book. I believe I only have the Islands book. So there's I know I don't have the Forest book, and there's some really cute pictures in here. So I'm excited about that. Before we go into the last book, saying that I bought that at Michael's made me think I also bought this at Michael's. It's just a little circle stencil, just so I can do bokehs and everything a little bit simpler. I liked that it had everything from the baby to the big ones, all in the same stencil. And ironically, as long as I've been doing crafting, I have a lot of things that create circles. I didn't have a stencil that created circles. So, okay, last up, I bought this set of pan pastels. I absolutely adore working with pan pastels. I did some work in the wreath book. I did the background in pan pastels. Also, these are fabulous to base with, and then you can color over with the colored pencil to put your detail in. And it really helps save time, but it also helps save your hands. And to me, as I get older, that's more and more important to me, especially as I'm coloring more. Now, I have heard people say that, you know, they're just too expensive. And I am not here to judge anybody's budget needs. There were times, many times in my life, where this was just, I had money for food. I didn't have money for art supplies. But I will say this, just because sometimes I think people look at things differently. If you buy them in a set like this, where there's 20, they're $80. So that's $4 for one of these little tins, right? I'll take one off. So this is the how they come. They have a little lid. These come like 5 in a set like this with one lid. You can put them in the little trays. But this is what I'll tell you. I will never have to buy another one of this. I'll never have to buy this color again. If I buy something like Brute Funer squares, and let's say they're like, let's say $40. And if I have to buy those every 6 months, either because my favorite color disappeared, broke, got used up, or whether because the whole set needs replaced, that's about $80 a year. If I spend $80 this year on that set, I literally can't use these up unless you're doing really big pictures or you're using them for large pictures every single day, because they are a little fiddly to screw together. Because you can see this one I have used. I don't know if you can tell from the texture that I've used it, but you just don't use very much, and it goes a really long way. If you take your little soft tool and you go in and you spread this out, it will spread a really long way with one little tiny dab. They're kind of like Neocolor 2s that way. Yes, they're an initial investment. However, I guarantee I have had pan pastels for probably 10 or 15 years. I have never had to replace a single one. I just add additional colors. Also, you can blend, and you don't have to have all the colors. I know I have full set syndrome. I do. But if you can get the tints and the shades and make everything in between, or you can blend green and blue and yellow to make green. There's a lot of different ways that you can do it, but I would just encourage you can buy these in sets of 5 or 10 if, it's kind of like saving up for polychromos. However, these really, I would dare to say that the average crafter would never ever have to replace one of these unless you're someone that uses this color on every single picture and you use it on every single picture you color. Then you might, but then you only have to replace this one and you can buy them open stock. Okay, I make no money from Pan Pastel. Sadly, they don't know I exist. And have sent me nothing. I am just saying that as a woman that's getting up there in years, it's such a help to me. So anyway, so the final thing was this book by Gugeli or Jugeli, or however you say the name. It is a stunningly beautiful book. I did a full flip through on the channel because this book has beautiful paper, stunning images, and I am intimidated to color in it, but a lot of you said you would love to see something colored in it, so I will try and accommodate that this year for sure. So that's it for this month. I hope that you are doing fantastic. I hope you are excited that the groundhog didn't see his shadow. And until next time, take care. Thank you for watching another video from Jazzydoodledesigns. If you enjoy adult coloring content, please consider subscribing. You can now find me on Instagram and Facebook as well. I welcome all comments and suggestions. Don't forget to like the video before you go. And until next time, take care.